not one of us would be here, building and shaping the future together, without the foundation laid by those who came before us.
I always knew I wanted to be a doctor from the time I was a little girl. My father was a surgeon, and I watched him go back and forth to work and heard about what he was doing. And I did view medicine as a way that I could help others. And I'm particularly interested in making sure that care is equally delivered to people, regardless of social class or race or ethnicity. And I'm grateful I can tackle this problem with the training that I received through the Bloomberg School of Public Health. With initial funding from the Rockefeller Foundation, our School of Public Health was the first of its kind in the United States. And thanks to the leadership and contributions of the Honorable Michael Bloomberg, it continues to be at the top of its field. I'm personally also grateful to people like Mary Elizabeth Garrett, who worked with the Women's Medical School Fund in 1893 to raise money to keep the dream of a Johns Hopkins School of Medicine alive. And one of the stipulations she made was that women be admitted to the school on an equal basis as men. And by doing this, she paved the way for all women doctors, specifically the almost 2,000 women who have received their medical degrees from Johns Hopkins University so far.
China's facing major challenges as the world's largest and most rapidly growing country. For example, how to mitigate the environmental impact of its booming manufacturing and reconcile the fact that its ruling Communist Party now has capitalists among its ranks. With all this socioeconomic change, my students often marvel how the Chinese Communist Party is still in power, and I remind them that the secret to survival is adaptation. In its early years, Johns Hopkins faced some growing pains of its own that threatened its survival. In fact, in 1894, Daniel Coit Gilman realized the Howard Street campus was simply no longer adequate to house the young, growing university. And he lamented its ultimate fate to his friend, William Kaiser. It was this conversation that spurred William Kaiser and his cousin William Wyman to spearhead the effort to assemble and donate the land that constitutes our beautiful Homewood campus today. And with this anchor campus firmly established, our university could seize its own opportunity to branch out with a Nietzsche School in DC, Bologna, and Nanjing, spreading knowledge throughout an interconnected world.
In the US, everybody is consuming about 10 kilowatts of power every second of every day. So research in wind energy can have huge implications, such as decreasing dependency on foreign oil and reducing emissions of greenhouse gases. But what we still need to figure out is how to design tools to maximize the extraction of that resource. So with small-scale wind turbines placed strategically inside a controlled wind tunnel environment, we inject into the airstream a great number of small particles that will follow the airflow very accurately. We then illuminate this with a sheet of laser light, and digital images are taken. We use these data to track in detail what happens to the wind's kinetic energy and create computer models to determine the factors in creating the most optimal wind farm arrangements. And I recognize that this kind of research would not even have been possible at Hopkins without the vision of philanthropists like Willard Hackerman. An engineer himself, Willard Hackerman was a leader in the effort to reestablish the School of Engineering, driven by his desire to have Hopkins push technology forward. And since the creation of the Whiting School, it has expanded into many new areas, spurred on by support from Mr. Hackerman and Jim Clark. With the building of Clark Hall, we saw increased collaboration between our Homewood and medical campuses, a bridge that allowed our biomedical engineering to become the #1 program it is today.
I've ridden bicycles with the best of them. And there's nothing like that feeling with the wind whistling past your ears, and the sun on your face. You get this sense of freedom that you don't really get anywhere else. But at one time, I thought my life as I knew it would be over. When I was diagnosed with a rhabdomyosarcoma, which is a soft tissue tumor, the initial thought, I think, like with anybody, was that, boy, my life's really in jeopardy here. I was given a 50% chance of survival initially. Then I was offered an opportunity to participate in a clinical trial at the Johns Hopkins Hospital. The first time I met with Dr. Frasica, he told me his success rate was 100% and he wasn't going to let me ruin it. I couldn't have asked for better care than what I got from the staff and the doctors, who reassured me this was a fight I could win. And they were right. And I know it was the gifts like those from Sidney Kimmel that make this kind of treatment possible, not only to create state-of-the-art facilities, but to fund the research that's finding new ways to defeat and prevent cancer.
Millard from Baltimore, Maryland.
I owe my life to Johns Hopkins, and I intend to make the most of it.
We didn't have much growing up, and then my father passed away when I was 14, the turning point in my life. He was really the one that was always saying, hey, you can do anything. I made a choice right then to dedicate myself to doing well in school, and the resulting scholarships put my dreams within reach. Now I'm the first person in my family to go to college. I'm a senior here at Johns Hopkins, and I firmly believe that generosity and determination can make anything possible. Way back in 1873, Johns Hopkins imagined what this university hospital could be. Because of his dream, I and so many others can now envision a limitless future. I'm currently volunteering in the Baltimore City public school system. And when I graduate, I plan to continue to work as a civic leader, helping others reach their full potential, just as I myself was encouraged to do. I know my education is a tremendous gift, and I plan to share all that I've learned and continue to learn with the world, to honor all those who have come before and those who continue to build the future of Johns Hopkins.